Welcome to Mikali's Philosophy, a space where we question, reflect, and rediscover who we are in life.
This channel is about exploring ideas that challenge the status quo, ideas that deconstruct religion, unveil colonial legacies, and celebrate the wisdom of African heritage.
Hello, hi. Today I have an interesting topic. We're going to talk about marriage. I'm 34, I'm not married, and I don't have children. So maybe this video will just show you where my mind is at in terms of marriage and what my thoughts are on marriage. And yeah, let's get to it. How I'm going to do it is every time I talk, I will always be referencing to pre-colonial Africa and our traditions and who we were as people before we were brought this Western consciousness by the pink people. I call them pink people. They're not white people. White is this. They're pink people and they're pink consciousness. So one thing that we need to understand as Africans, when the Western people came to Africa, they robbed us not only of the natural resources, they robbed us of our consciousness. We had our own consciousness as a people. And when the white man came, they robbed us of our consciousness. And I'll be talking about consciousness in my different videos. I'll be breaking down what is consciousness, how was African consciousness before the pink people came to Africa, and what our ancestors are asking us as at now. Our ancestors are asking us to go back to community, because how the white man's or the pink man's consciousness is individualism, like living alone and you know thinking that everything is one-sided, even their archetypes, even their I'll do a video and break down the pink's man or the white man consciousness and the difference with us as Africans and our consciousness. Our consciousness is on Ubuntu, because I am because you are. And so every time I discuss about institutions, systemic things, structures, and we all know that our structures are, they're heavily, we've adopted the white man's culture or the white man's systems or the colonial systems and structures. And for me, I'm one of those people who wants to bring down colonial systems and structures. Colonization happened and we are now trying to pretend that, oh, it didn't happen and it didn't affect us as a people. And that's why I feel so sad every time when I look at our leaders and they usually don't talk about colonization and us revisiting what was done and us actually healing those things. But I'll get down onto that in so many other videos. Today I wanted to talk about marriage. As I said before, I'm 34, never been married, never had children. All right. So I've written down some of the reasons why I don't want to get married. And I'll also just compare the Western way of marriage and the African way of marriage, and how the Western systems came and poured down. They diluted the way we thought about marriage and our way of living when it comes to marriage. So first of all, I'll mix, it will be random. I'll mix the reasons why I don't want to get married, and also I will share some of the differences between, especially I'm a Bantu, I'm from the Kamba community in Kenya, and so I'll try and give the differences between our traditions as Kamba people and most Bantu people. It's just the similar. And then you will look at the differences between us and the Western. But now let's get down to the reasons why I don't want to get married, or marriage has never been, let me rephrase this, marriage has never been a goal for me. Like even growing up and most of the time you will my friends used to talk about marriage and engagement and all that. And in my mind, I was like, where are our goals? Why aren't we talking about our goals? And for me, even I remember there's a time I was so in love with this guy, but the thought of me not achieving my dreams because of love was not something that I was, no, that was something that I wasn't going to let it pass. So these are my reasons why I've not been married and I'm not considering marriage in the way people think about marriage right now. So the first reason is the current institution of marriage. With the current institution of marriage, you find that marriage is more religious. You get? So most of the doctrines that govern our marriage are from the Christianity. And I'm not a Christian. I don't like anything to do with Christian doctrine. And so for me, marriage in a Christian setup is not ideal for me. Like, first of all, even if you get married to somebody who's already deconstructed religion, the problem that you might get is that this same guy, because of patriarchy and religion, the Bible was written for the man, but also some of the rules are for the women, like the Proverbs 31, a woman, or all these things. A woman should be this, a woman should not be this, a woman should be this. And even if a man knows that Christianity is sort of they no longer subscribe to Christianity, but the benefits that they were getting from Christianity, they will still bring them to the marriage. And their thought pattern, because of patriarchy and so patriarchy and religion is one thing, and so even if they've deconstructed religion, they have not deconstructed the benefits that they were getting as a man in religion. And so you'll find they will expect me to be that woman in the Bible, or what they have been taught a woman is. And let's not lie to each other. Most men have been taught that a woman should do this and this, and their perspective is heavily ingrained from the Bible. Because most of us went to school, we had like religious studies, theory, and indoctrination of religion has been there since we were children. And most people, as long as it's not affecting you, you'll never relate to it. And so men, they've never related to the struggles of women. And so they don't see empathy. They expect you as a woman to be this for them. And no, I'm not subscribing to that. The current institution of marriage being heavily connected to Christianity is one of the things that I don't want to subscribe to that. And the other thing is patriarchal motives of marriage. When you look at the idea of marriage and how, so the man is taught to be the leader of the home. First of all, I don't think any man should be a leader in any home. That is just out of, I've never seen a leader, a man leader who is actually, people don't know this. The families that are thriving, the woman is in leadership. The woman is, should I shout? The woman is in leadership. Any family that is thriving, that has unity, that is in harmony, the woman is the leader. The man is not the natural leader of the family. And yes, I am a matriarch, and I don't believe that a family should be led by a man. With the patriarchal motives, it has defined what a woman is in the marriage. The man is supposed to be coming in and thumping and saying that, I am leading this family, I'm making decisions. What decisions are you making? I make better financial decisions than most guys. I make sound decisions for my life. How are you coming to, my life is already great. I've been able to lead myself to this point. What are you coming to lead? Like, what are you coming to lead? And then sometimes you find even the man has not even led their life into anything. They have not led their life into anything. And then they come to you and they want to lead you. And women have been brainwashed to think they have to be led by a man. And they're like, oh, I'm looking for a man to lead me. No man will ever lead you to anything. You have to lead yourself into something. And for me, if I have a family, I'll be the leader of my family. I don't believe a man should be leading me in any capacity. They have their distinct roles, and I respect those roles, but no one is leading me in anything. Like how I have seen like women and the interactions with women and married women, and the way they become so docile, like they become, it's like, your sweetie, even you guys are tiring men. Acha nitetee wanaume. Let me just say that most women, you're tiring men, because how do you expect somebody to carry your own mind? How are you expecting somebody to carry your mind, the family's mind? It can't work. We are overburdening even men by expecting them to do so many things for us, because also us, we've been taught like a man should be doing all these things. Everyone is an adult, everyone can think for themselves. It's not about you leading and telling me what's supposed to be happening in my house. It's partnership. You have your strengths, I have my strengths. We can all combine the strengths and make something. But because most men feel emasculated when you tell them something, that's why I'm like, and you know what? I've dated a woke person, and later on, I discovered that they are fake woke. They, as I said in my second point, or just this patriarchal point, men still want to hold on to the patriarchal idea, and they will always feel some sort of way if, as a woman, you're more successful, if you are more independent, you know yourself, you know what you want in life. They will always feelings. They will always have some feelings. They will always have some feelings. Let's not even lie to each other. Third, the reason why I am not married and I don't have children, having a baby with a man. Having a baby with a man is the problem right there. When you look at the men nowadays and the way they think, their energy, I'm telling you, I'm at a point where I don't want male energy around me. I don't want any male energy. Unless it's work, let's get the money. But I don't want any male energy around me. Male energy, like the way I've been interacting with my friendship with men and friendship with women, I find friendship with men is so draining. Like, because for men, they want something from you, even if it's not sex, even if it's not love. They always want, it's usually just a sinister game. Like, they want something from you, they want something from you. But with women, we're just friends. We're just there for each other. We just care for each other genuinely. I don't want anything from you. I don't want money. There's this care and empathy that you feel from a woman. Like, how you, like, women are so wholesome. Like, my friendship with women, they're so wholesome, they're so considerate, they're so respectful. But with men, it's usually, you find it so always one-sided. Like, I have even a cat. I have cats, male and female, and I can tell you, I see this dynamic even up to animals. Like, the masculine energy is so demanding. Even for my cats, the male cats, they're so demanding. Like, they're so demanding. Paka, I was like, I'm done with you all. And I find even friendship with men, they are they are not fulfilling. First of all, they are not considerate. They don't consider your your emotions. They are not they don't have empathy. They are usually like, I find men to be more, what can I say, like men, they always want something from you. It's something they want from you. It's like they want to tap your energy. They always want to drain you in some specific way. But for women, it's more wholesome. Like you're just, I love talking to women. I love being around women. Like women are just it for me. And I don't like the male energy. And imagine having a baby with a man. If I can have a baby with myself, perfect. Perfect. Because I know this baby will have a perfect life. But if a man is involved, first of all, you, 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 like you, you, like if a man is involved, like men are not considerate. They are so selfish. They are, like, imagine nurturing a baby with a man where they are not empathetic, they don't have emotional intelligence. When like if they will love that child with their capacity to love you. And most women can attest to this. When a man loves you, they love your children. And the day they move on and love another woman, they will love their children and leave yours. So you can imagine having a child with a guy like that. I know me, like I can take care of my children on nothing much, but I'm like, I don't want my DNA to be meshed with some people. Like when I hear the way men talk and who they are and their just views on life and the way they are, so basically who told them they are leaders. Like for me, I don't consider their energy any appealing to my life. Like they are like, wacha tu nisiongee hiyo point sana. Like for me, men, they've gotten to a point where you interact with them so much until you just feel like there is something that is just way wrong with them. Number 4, support and the loss of community. With the current setup, we you know, like in the African community, how we were living in communities, and in those communities we had a way to support each other. There was a lot of support. But right now you're living in Nairobi, we are people from different communities. You can't even leave your child with your neighbor. Like me growing up, like I grew up in an estate, and we were like, it was just friendly vibes. We were everything, it was okay. Like we used to go to my friend's place, eat lunch and play there. They would come for dinner in our place. Like I had a very good childhood, and that was awesome. But I can imagine the times when we used to go to Ushago, our up country, and it was just like we are just a community. My cousins, my whoever, we were just one, and we were having that vibe, like that community support. Like my mother was not to cook all the time. There would be someone else to cook, or we could go to fetch water together or play together as cousins and all this. But imagine you locking yourself in an apartment with your child. That sounds like a lot of work. That sounds like a lot of work. And with the current economic state, like if like for me, I want my child to have the best in life. Like I don't want them to go to public schools. I don't want them to go to school. Like I want to homeschool them. And if I'm not able to do that, I'll feel like bad. Like I want to curate an environment for my child that is like, it's not gonna be perfect, but you can imagine like the things I want for my child, and then a man comes and tells me that's too much. I don't want. Yeah. No, hante, no. So the loss of community with when colonization happened, and we most of, and even it's sad right now, like when you go to our up countries, they're old people there are no people there. We've all come to crowd in Nairobi, and for me, my deepest, like want right now is relocating to my up country. Like, I am actively looking for a way I can go back to my up country, and that's why I'm really thinking and hustling hard to ensure that I have investments that even if I go far and I don't have to be here, and everything will just continue smoothly. So we've lost our community sense, living in apartments, children even don't have spaces to play. No, 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 no. Number 5, the role of a woman in a marriage. I'm already tired. I'm already tired just saying that. The role of a woman in a marriage. I saw my mom, what she had to be for our family, and she was awesome and she was great. But that's a lot for one person to take in. Yo, my mother was like a superwoman. I don't know if my mother even rested or knew something like rest. Like right now, I'm single, I'm 34. I wake up whatever time I want. I do whatever I want. I just have my own freedom. I've healed my traumas. I am a wholesome person. Look at me, my skin is glowing. Like I'm in a very awesome time. At 34, at 34, my mom had me because she gave birth to me when she was 32. So I was 2 years old. So imagine, I'm the last born of 4. My mom had 4 kids. I'm the last born at the same age right now. She was now like my age. She had me at 2 years old. And then you have an abusive father, husband, a husband who isn't there emotionally, isn't there anyways. Like my dad, the only thing he did was just provide finances. I don't have any relationship with my dad other than him providing for me when I was a child. And that's it. And even right now, there's no relationship. It's just like, hey, my mom was drained. My mom took all the emotional burden of the family, cooking, cleaning, thinking about all the children, running like to hospitals. My dad has never taken me to hospital. I've never seen him take care of anyone. Like my dad, I think also I have trauma of how selfish a man can get. And my dad was the like epitome of selfishness. Like my dad only thinks about himself, and my mom had to take care of all the emotional burden. All the emotional burden was taken care of by my mom, and this is replicated in so many other families. Like if I talk to my friends, you'll just realize like our moms were just everything for the family, and then you are being told the man is the leader of the family. If our mothers were the true leaders of these families, like no man is a leader, because they are selfish and they are not able to lead anyone except their selfish needs. Because my dad would go out, drink till morning, and come and sleep the whole day. My mom is taking care of us, making sure that nimevunjika mguu, my mom to take me to... My dad has a car, but my mom has to carry me all the way to town to take me. I remember that time there was like 2 x-ray centers in Nairobi. Take me to an x-ray center, carry me on the back, and my dad has a car, but my mom is carrying me around town. I'm not going to take any emotional burden from any man. I am not going to be a mother to a man. I am not going to be a mom to a man. The role of so many women, I see so many women in marriage and I see the role they play, and I'm like, no, bruh, no, ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm doing that. I'm sorry, I'm not doing all that. You're carrying the whole family on your back. And that's why you find like women, when they get to their 40s and 50s, they are already tired, they have a blood pressure, they have diabetes, they have... Like my mom eventually got a stroke. Because how do you carry all that? How do you carry all that? it was just like a matter of time for her body to give up. And for me, I'm like, I'm resting all the women in our family. I'm like, I'm the woman who's like, Nita wa Mwikali. I'm called Mwikali. Yeah, the long awaited one. Nilikaa. And for me, I am a blessing to my mama, because I'm going to heal her. I'm going to heal the women in our family. I'm going to heal the women in our communities, because no, 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 no. And then to add on that, a man right now expects you to do 50-50 with them. You're doing all the emotional burden of the family, and plus you're bringing in finances. Number 6, fear of losing my identity and ambition. There's a high possibility when you get married, you lose your identity. That's number 1. Other than losing your identity, you lose ambition. Because now you're told you should support your man's dreams, you should support your children's dreams. And then when you're supporting every other person, when do you get time to do your own thing? When do you get your own time to do your own thing? You don't. Women, most of the time when they get married, they lose their identity. That's a fact. Let me give you a story, but I will not mention names. I know of a person who got married, and when after they got married, even the husband started dictating what they should wear and what they should not wear. First of all, you have your own fashion sense, and then somebody else comes and tells you you can't wear like this. Hey, women, am I clear? A man will come and stop you from living your own dreams, and they live their own dreams, and then you're there to support them and their dreams, because first of all, you're providing for them cleaning services, sexual services. You're servicing a man. I think marriage only benefits the man, because the statistics is the most happiest people are as single girlies, yay, and married men, because married men get to enjoy they offload to the women. The women have to take care. Imagine how nice it is in their life. You wake up, this breakfast, you don't have to worry about how like they're going to be cleaned. You get your clothes ironed. You go to work, your car is already clean. You go to work, you come back, you go and hang out with your boys. Before you come back, you're already going to have fun watching football and all that, and then the wife has to go and work and then come back and start cooking for you, because you cannot eat food that has been cooked by a house girl. And then again at night you want sex from this woman, and then the cycle just continues. I'm already tired just thinking about it. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that to support someone's ambitions. I have my own ambitions, and I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lose my identity because of someone. Because even when you date someone, they start trying to dictate what you can say, who you are around even the boys, because there's something they have to portray. Me, I'm not ready to lose my identity. I'm not ready to lose my identity for a man. I'm not ready to lose my identity for marriage. I just want my freedom and just being comfortable. If you're coming in to supplement or add whatever I have in life, not to come and take away. Imagine I have a fabulous life right now, and then you come and you start. I dated this guy last year. Last year but one. Last year I didn't date anyone. Hey, Team Celibacy. This guy was in his 40s, and he made me just understand that I shouldn't date. His energy was just so draining. Ugh. Let's go. Number 7, we've forgotten tradition. We have forgotten tradition, and not, most of you, you went to school, what you were taught is what you know. You never go back to talk to your elders, you never research about African heritage. You just think the world is so beautiful because of these Western ideologies that were brought by the pink man. But I want you to go back and read about your traditions, and you'll understand the role of a woman, and you'll understand the African society respected women. And the men were not like the leaders, the way you're taught by this patriarchal system and Christianity and Christianity, the colonization, the colonial mindsets. They have destroyed our traditions. Traditions respected and revered women. I'm telling you, I read about the Kadhambi women in Kitui, the Kadhambi goddess. We had our own goddesses. We had the goddess of water, Kadhambi. And let me tell you, the Kadhambi women in Kitui, they were revered. They were revered by the community. Let me tell you, it was in the 1990s, and the Kadhambi women would call for a meeting, and the chief would call for a meeting. And everyone would go for the meeting for the Kadhambi women because they knew the Kadhambi women and the way they used to rule. They would rather not go to the chief's camp, but go to the Kadhambi women because they knew the wrath of Kadhambi women. And first of all, Kadhambi goddess is coming back. Us women, Kamba women, we're coming back. We're coming to take our own leadership and our own spaces. We have seen how the patriarchal system has destroyed the whole world with war, with jealousy, with wars. All this hatred that is in the world is because of patriarchal system. The matriarchs are rising. The matriarchs are rising. And understand, women, you've been suppressed for so long. Now it's time for us to take our power. And I want you to go back and research about your traditions. We've forgotten the traditions that upheld women. And we took on this Pinksman consciousness where the woman was nothing but a slave and a woman was just a helper because Adam was created a helper. All that is nonsense. The Bible is nonsense. Number 8, dealing with in-laws and getting a new family. I'm already tired thinking about it. Dealing with the in-laws. First of all, I don't want a new mother. I don't want you to know your family. I don't want your brother, your sisters. I don't want your family in-law. I don't want to be an in-law to anyone. I have a family and it's tiring. I can't imagine adapting a new family and that new family having crazy things. Me, first of all, the ideal partner doesn't have parents and oh my gosh. And I don't want to have any relationship with my in-laws. Because first of all, if you marry in the wrong family and you find crazy in-laws, you have to take on the burden of that family. The craziness of unajua, women, we are usually so stupid when we are getting married or when in love. You just see this man and you think, oh my gosh, this man is gonna marry me and I'm gonna have an awesome life. You forget that this man has a family and they are blood tied and he has obligations to this family. And most of the time the family will not like you, and most of the time they will try and impose. So your marriage makes you lose your identity. Your in-laws crushes your identity because your in-laws will come and try and dictate your life. Me, I don't want to have any kind of in-laws. I don't want any relations with any in-laws. I don't want to know I don't want new sisters, I don't want new brothers, I don't want a new mother, I don't want a new father. That seems like a lot of work. I am not ready to be an in-law to anyone, and let's just no. nianze kudeal na bullshit ya familia yenu? No. The ninth one, inheriting bullshit. Inheriting someone's traumas. Most of the guys never seek therapy. They never go back and, they are not self-aware. Now, their lack of self-awareness is brought up to you. Their lack of human decency is brought onto you. And also, it extends to, if you marry maybe someone outside your tribe, you have to start figuring out their culture, their mythology, all that. And most women, when you're marrying, you're just so naive and so stupid. And that's why they want you to marry young, when you don't have brains to see and think. Like for me, I'm very specific. There are some tribes I cannot get married into, because I know their tradition. I can never accustom myself to their traditions and culture. We'll say, oh my gosh, we are modernized, we don't believe in culture, we don't believe in all this, but it will affect you one way or another. You cannot go away from your cultures and traditions as Africans. And you marry because of love, but this man has his own cultures and all, has the way he grew up. And now when you're in love, you never see that. Sasa mkiwa kwa marriage, when you're in the marriage, is now when you see all the green lights, the red lights. Yeah. You start wondering, who is this that I married? But now, mambo ya love imekauka, and now you're just left with this raw person to deal with. You inherit a lot of bullshit. When there's a funeral, you go and learn their culture in terms of funerals. And you realize, oh my gosh, where did I get married to? And now your children have to follow that culture. I would prefer you marry like we used to say, oh, our parents are backwards because because they only want us to marry from our cultures. They had a reason. They had a reason why they wanted us to marry from our own cultures. Now I understand why it is important for you to marry from your own culture. Marrying in a foreign culture, hey, you're gonna face it. You're gonna face it one way or another. And that's, so my 10th reason, it's just like, one thing is, marriage keeps you in constant hell. Constant hell. And marriage fuels the matrix system, because now you're married, you get children, and then the capitalistic system has already set your children for failure. You struggle to take them to school, you go to a work that is abusive, you're overworked, you're underpaid, because you want to take your children to school, and because your boss, many companies don't like hiring people like me, and I've seen it firsthand. They don't like hiring single people, because they know they cannot mistreat you. They know that you will always choose your happiness. But once you're married, they know they can do whatever to you and you will not go anywhere. They know you have bills to pay. Most companies, they like hiring married people, and especially if you're a single woman with children and your husband is a deadbeat, you'll be ridden in that company, because they know, like, where are you going? Your children will die of hunger. Marriage is a way they keep you all engaged in this matrix system, because you have to hustle for your children. Imagine me if I was married. Even thinking, most married people don't think right. because most of the time they're thinking about their family and they don't have critical thinking skills. Most people don't have critical thinking skills. Even at work, most married people don't have critical thinking skills. They like their thinking is so plateaued because they have all these worries, they have all these obligations, they have in-laws to, you are a wife, you have to satisfy your man, you're doing all like marriage makes you so busy. Like for me, I wake up in the morning, I'm just chill, you know, thinking I can read a book, I can go on social media and watch a podcast, I can come to my office and work, and I'm always constantly growing myself, learning new things, educating myself, connecting with myself. And most of the married people don't have that time. Let's not lie to each other. You're always busy, and then you add more busyness by going to all these baby showers and bridal showers, all this nonsense. Like, we are so busy as a community. I even wonder, like, why do we have to be all that busy? We are so busy as a community. Before I end this video, I just wanted to share with you the different perspective between like Amakamba and Western marriages. I'll just give you the aspects. Ask Kamba, pre-colonial, and then Western concepts of marriage. So the union focus was family and clan based. So for us, we used to like, and that's why we were adhering to our clans. Do you know which clan you're from? December, I was just scolding my parents and telling them, you're from the same clan and you married each other and you know the trouble that you've brought into our family. Now that I'm the only person who's going back to our heritage and trying to understand ourselves, our families were the union focus was family and clan. So that even when you're in dispute, the clan was involved, the family was involved, we were a community. But Western is individual, love-based, romantic. Look how shallow the pink man is in their consciousness. It's only them. And their love, and that's why most of us were just like obsessed with romantic love, which is so useless in this world. If you like, how do you take one person and you love them for the rest of their life? You can love so many other people, and you can love people in the community, and you can love so many other things, but you kwanza, the idea of the way women have been sold this romantic love, yani unataka ushikilie mtu hata asikuwe na rafiki. Hey, you women though. Haya, dowry, it was central, livestock and goods. Western concept discouraged and reduced in importance. Our dowry was a form of, it was like Thanksgiving, like you're taking a child and you're getting this dowry, and it showed that union, like you're taking this person from this family. Dowry had a very important part it was in the celebration of marriage. But nowadays, even mnakutana tu town, marriage za siku hizi hazifanyi kazi, zinakaa ovyo, yani hakuna. Let me tell you, in my whole entire life, there's only one marriage I've ever seen that is tuseme 50% okay. All other hakuna mtu, I've never met any married people and they look sane. Their marriages look just bad from even outside. Like, you meet married couples and you can already tell like 1,000 problems within the marriage because of all these Western concepts of love. You need to go back and find out who we were as a people. Polygamy was accepted and encouraged. I would actually be in a polygamous relationship because that means that I don't have to deal with this man 24 hours. They can be there and I can be here. Like for me at this stage, I'm not going to live with a man 24 hours. That's a no-no. In Western concept, forbidden by Christianity and legal systems, ceremonies were ritualistic and communal. So for us, marriage was both ritualistic and communal. And for Western people, it was formal and religious stroke legal. See, we forgot our traditions totally, and we took on the white man's systems, and we are thinking, oh, they're superior, they're nice. They're bullshit. The more you go and look into their consciousness, the way you are so disgusted by the pink man and their way of thinking is just like, it's just the down the gutter thinking. Like, the more I've been reading about the African philosophies and the African consciousness and Africa, the way that we are as a people, the way I am proud to be an African, the way I'm proud to be a Kamba woman, the pride that oozes out of me knowing that I'm a Kenyan. And when I remember that the pink people came and called us savages and civilized, and they're the ones who are just savages and uncivilized. Like, when you think about their consciousness and how they think, individualistic, as we are Ubuntu, you are because I am. Them, it is individualistic, me. Even when you meet American people, American people are the worst. Elder involvement, central to negotiation and central to negotiations and conflict. So our elders were involved in conflict resolution. But in Western ideology, this religious or legal. Pia sisi nowadays, unakimbisha mashida zako church. Mkona mashida. Conflict resolution was mediated by elders. In Western way, it is the legal way or the church intervention. My deductions from this video is: 1, you've gotten the reasons why I don't want to get married. I want to hear your comments on the same. What resonated with you? What didn't resonate with you? What was like an aha moment for you? Drop it in the comment section below. And yeah, I want to hear your feedback on this video. Suggest any topics that I should talk about. But I want us to go back to our traditions, learn our traditions, talk about our traditions. Our traditions were beautiful, our consciousness was beautiful, and our ancestors are calling us to go back to community living and the community sense, and abolish all these colonial systems and structures of individualistic nature. We need to start to find our way back to communities. We need to find a way back to our up country, because vile tumefinyana hii Nairobi hata hatueleweki. Alright? I'm waiting to hear your views, and subscribe to my channel. I'll just be doing this kind of videos, and then we'll just progress from here. Have an awesome day ahead.